The prequel to Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, tells the story of House Targaryen, masters of that most fantastical of creatures, giant, fire-breathing dragons. But are dragons really as outlandish as they seem? Surely, no animal could grow so large and fly, or evolve the ability to spit fire. Henry G., the famous British evolutionary biologist and author of A Very Short History of Life on Earth, says the idea is not quite as daft as you might think. He cites as an example the bombardier beetle, a species of ground beetle with a crazy chemical cannon that sprays acid from its rear. It synthesizes a mixture of hydrogen peroxide and hydroquinone. When the beetle is threatened, it puts the mix into a combustion chamber, and enzymes provoke the chemicals to react, producing a toxic substance called benzoquinone. It then squirts this boiling hot liquid into the eyes of an assailant. When you think about that, producing fire is no big deal. G has a convincing theory for how a dragon would be able to burn you alive. His scheme would involve the biological synthesis of a substance that ignites spontaneously when forcefully ejected into the air. And there is such a substance, diethyl ether. As G points out, ether is fairly simple to make. All you do is warm alcohol in the presence of sulfuric acid. All sorts of organisms produce alcohol, and living organisms produce sulfates. So it's not too big a stretch to say that they might produce sulfuric acid, says G. One might imagine that there would be modified salivary glands in the dragon's mouth containing colonies of microbes that would do just this. Ether also has a relatively low flash point, the lowest temperature at which a chemical can vaporize to form an ignitable mixture in the air of only 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. It's so ignitable that a dragon could squirt liquid ether across its teeth, and it would burst into flame. The dragon's skin would need to be fireproof, of course. There's no reason why dragon scales wouldn't contain something like borax, the substance used in many fire-retardant materials. There are, however, potential issues with the idea of spewing fire from your mouth. There would have to be some sort of lining of the gland to prevent the dragon from poisoning itself. But G points out that there are many animals capable of carrying poison without poisoning themselves. He maintains that there is no biological reason why creatures couldn't evolve to breathe fire. Just because it hasn't happened, it doesn't mean that it's impossible. Well, that's good enough for us, because we just really like dragons, don't we? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.